Hey guys, and welcome to another customization tutorial. My name is Roberto George and I'll be guiding you through this customization process. We are here with the project Photo Slideshow 2, and before we begin, let's see just the structure of the project. So as you can see, you have four types or four compositions ready to render, being one with 16 placeholders, the regular version, the extended version with 16 placeholders, which is the one that you see on the preview itself, and then one with 30 placeholders, and the last one with 50 placeholders, all of them being 180p. And then we have the folder that we will be using for the basic customization, and then for more advanced customization you can check out these two folders here. And if you have any questions or any doubts, something that I don't cover on this tutorial, feel free to drop me a line, and as usual I will do my best to help you. So let's start with the basic customization. And before we start changing the pictures, just to let you know that once you change any picture or any text within the pictures, they will change automatically in all these versions. The only thing that will not be changed is the intro text and the outro text, so you will have to change these on the version that you want to use. So let's start by changing the photos. So but before we go here, let's open the folder named pics and just right click, select replace footage file, and in this case I'm going to use the photos that I used on the preview. And if we scroll, you'll see that now we have our first picture. Select second one, replace footage file. So we're going to do this for a few, about 5 or 6, and that will be enough for this customization purpose. And then because it's a repeating process, you don't want to watch me change the whole project in here. Okay, so 6 will be enough. Just right click, replace footage, and selecting your file. It doesn't matter the name that you have your photo, it doesn't need to be numbered. And while I mentioned this, you have another option, which is before you open the project, if you go to the placeholders folder inside your project, and if you have your photos in another folder and bring them inside with exactly the same numbers, 01, 02 and so on, once you open the project folder, you will have all the pictures replaced, and you will not need to be replacing one by one. But this is one of the ways of replacing placeholders. So, or by the way, two, one of them being replacing individually. So you choose the one that you prefer. Okay, so let's move on. Now that we have replaced our pictures, if we checked, now we are with the 16 placeholders regular version. If we go to the extended, we will have, in here we have the filter enabled, but we will get into that in a moment. So we'll see and have our pictures in all the versions. Okay, so let's close these and let's keep working. So now that we have our photos inside, we can just select, in my case 6, holding shift, double clicking, and open up these pictures here. And in here what we are going to change is the picture resolution or the size, depending on the resolution that your photo is. In this case, if I select the picture, you'll see that it's already in place with the frame, at least photo number 1. But you can press S for scale, and let's say that you want to increase, because my picture is not at full resolution or full scale, sorry. If I put it on full scale, it will be much higher because it's a big resolution photo. So you might want to change the way it looks, and you can also here leave with the animation that is already pre-established, or you can just press P for position and you will see the two keyframes that I make to animate this. And for example, if you want something totally different, let's press the keyframe and we no longer have any animation. And for example, let's make two keyframes over here and two keyframes at the end. And now let's increase our scale and change the position. Just an example. So you will have this animation instead of the standard animation per se that I develop when creating the project. So this is one of the options that you have to change the pan and zoom and the position that you want the photo. If you want just basic customization, just play around with the scale. In this case, you can see that the picture is much bigger than the placeholder, so I'm just playing around with the scale, and I'm going to leave the animation as it is, covering most parts of the picture. Once again, if you want to cover the whole picture, in this case what I would do is press P for position, and while my timeline is on the last keyframe, I would go and bring my picture here, and this would give me a result of showing all the picture during the animation. So this will much depend on the size of the photos that you have. And let's go for number 3. In here the same, press S for scale, just going to zoom out to see how it looks, and I can make the picture a bit smaller, and I would probably go P for position and bring my picture around here, so I would have this nice movement. Okay, so this is the basic workflow for customizing pictures. In this case, let's just play around with scale once again and leave it as is. Okay, this one the same, S for scale, zooming out just a little bit to see better the layer. Okay, in here I can decrease. So as you can see, I'm using 34% of my real size picture. So we would have this animation here, just playing around with scale at this moment, just to save time. And if you are happy with the standard animation, you can do exactly the same, just play around with scale of the pictures. Okay, so regarding the pictures, this will be it. Just play around with the scale and positioning, and of course you can add any other effects. And for the titles, as you can see, once you edit the picture, you can just double click and my title 01 and my sub title 01. Okay, so just double click and select and choose which title you want to use, and of course you can disable the optional one, or you can disable both and keep only the pictures. So let's leave this one as it is, and this one let's say this one with title and optional, of course, because everything is optional. So if we go to our main composition, the one that we are going to render, you'll see that now we have no title here, and this one with title. I would probably change the size of the font if I wanted to write, or I would try to make my sentence a bit more effective. In this case, I would probably delete this one and leave it just like this, so that when the animation comes in, it doesn't interfere with the line, which is also an option of style. So here we go. Regarding pictures and titles, this is it. There's not much more to see, and we can now close this one here, and we can close our placeholders. Let's check before we wrap our customization tutorial. You have 3 filters, and one of them being the default one, which is black and white. You just have to select the layer here, and everything will go to black and white, as you can see. Or you can select the vintage layer, which will give you this look, a little bit reddish. And if you want to use this one, just let's select here. This is just an option, of course, but I would probably, and I didn't want to include this in the project, but I would probably want to add a solid. Would select black and would go to the shapes, select the circular and make it in subtract, and I would go for T for transparency, and I would also go for feather, something like this. Okay. This is just an example that you can just make a quick feather if you want to use the vintage filter and want to add some more effect onto the scene. You can easily add that, and maybe it's still a bit too dark. Or of course you can play around with these values and get a nice feeling out of the box, if we can say that. And there we go. So just let's forget about this, just the tip. And regarding the other filter is the sepia, which, as you can see, will give you this washed sepia look, of course, which looks nice. Depends on what are you working, which kind of project you are using. Okay, so you have these 3 filters enabled. Let's go now to our intro and outro text. So if, whoops, didn't want to zoom here. If we go down, we will find our title. So let's say my intro title. By the way, I'm working with Bebas New, as you can see, and you have the link to download this free font at the project folder, but you can use any other font that you prefer. And at the end, sorry, at the end we have our outro title. Just select the last one here, double click, and in this case we have "We Shine Like Stars," which the song of great author Pink Zebra finishes like this. The name of the song is only "Shine Like Stars," as you can watch on the preview link. So let's say my ending title. Okay, so regarding the titles, this will be the only element that will not transpose to the other compositions here. So if I open now the extended version, I will have all the photos, but as you can see, the text didn't move in. That's because I didn't pre-compose it. I could have done that, but I prefer to leave it here on the main composition, and you can edit on the fly, than having to open it and working in a standalone composition, wasting a bit of time and not realizing how it looks. So in this case, you will see exactly how it will look on the fly. And it's only two, one intro and one outro, so I decided to leave it this way. Usually when it's many titles, I pre-composed as I did on the pictures. So just a small explanation why in this particular project I leave it like this. And to finish up, let's go to our background. So you might want to change the color of your background. You might want to add a texture here, but in this case let's just go to solid settings and I don't know, select any color that you like. Let's say black. Let's try black. So the project will begin like this, and then bam. Okay, and black doesn't look bad. The transitions, and then it finishes as well in black. I really prefer it in white, but this will be an option. Let's try something else. Something reddish, but of course this will depend on the look that that you want to give to the project. Okay, yeah, let's reverse this to white, and I think we covered everything. We are already with 16, almost 17 minutes, so let's just see if I didn't forget anything. So background, titles, pictures, animations for the pictures, and yeah. So just to finish it up, what we have here in the pre-comps is more advanced features if you want to change. Of course, for this particular changes, you will have to be a bit more knowledgeable of After Effects. Nothing huge, but as you can see here, I have some photos which I called photo anim, just to guide me and to have the project all organized, where I have all the splits of the pictures, as you can see here. That will then be used, and I can show you here, in these photo animations. So in photo animation I will have all that splits, which will then later on be used on the project itself. So if you want to make any changes to, let's say, the keyframes, if I press U, you'll see that you have the animations here, and let's suppose that you want to disable, okay, these white lines for your project. To disable them, all you have to do is just, if you check the picture here and go to the effects control panel, you'll see that have a stroke effect, so you can disable it. And in this case we would disable for all of them, all of these layers, or all of these comps. And if we go to our main composition, you will see now that we don't have the white lines for this particular picture. We still have for the second, so you would have to go for the second photo animation and go to the effects control panel and do the same if this is one of the changes that you want to do. And then you also have the animation here for each of the layers, which, as you can see, here is the keyframes, which you can mix and match and do a different animation. Okay, but this is more of an advanced customization. If you need any help, please drop me a line, and I will do as best as I can, as usual, to help you fulfilling your project. And okay, we are reaching the 20 minutes mark, and I don't want to bother you more than this. Let's just put this back on black. And guys, thanks for watching. I hope I could help with this not very small video tutorial. or customization video tutorial, and always available to receive your comments. If you find any problem or any bug or anything out of the place, please drop me a line and I will do my best to help you in the least time as possible. So once again, my name is Roberto George. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy working with the template and that you you reach your goals with it. So bye bye, and thanks for watching.